Okay, so I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial on how to do some basic modeling, and we're going to be using, let's add an image, a reference, go to our course, and I'm going to use Klaatu, which is one of the characters from the first round that I really liked, but didn't make it to the next round, so in honor of her, or they, or I'm actually not quite sure. Who's to say? I'm going to be modeling her today. So let's set it up so that it is facing completely to the front. Woo. There we go. All right, so let's get rid of our cube, our camera, and our light. Let's get rid of those. All right. Move that up. Whew. So let's look at it for a second. Alrighty, so we've got a nice spherical head, cylindrical body, kind of cylindrical limbs, and whatever that is, and some cones. So let's have some fun. Get started. So you'll note right away that somehow my cursor got put over here. So I can actually place my cursor with, I have it set up so that my selection button is the right mouse, so I'll be using that as my selector. If yours is left mouse button, just reverse that. It is my non-selector button, my left mouse button, that is placing the cursor. So I just press Shift C to put it there. And there used to be some way to tell it to show what buttons I was pressing, but I have no idea where that could possibly have gone to. Workspace? No? Okay, never mind then. Do. We'll just do it live. Let's start off with a head. I've used Shift A to open up this little menu over here. It's the exact same menu as over there, so Shift A if you want to be super fast about it. It gives me a UV sphere. That's a bit much for what I need. I'm going to open up this little menu over here and turn the segments down to 16, rings down to 8, just because nobody needs that many faces. Go into edit mode, rotate it R, X 90 to rotate it 90 degrees in the X axis. I'm going to do the front view using 1 on my number pad, and we're in orthographic mode on the camera with the 5 on the number pad. So basically, it's no perspective, perspective, no perspective, perspective. I like to work in orthographic or no perspective mode, and then go to perspective to see how it looks at the end. So I feel like her head's probably like flatter. Well, she's pretty flat all over. I really like this design because it showed the side view. So there we go. That's nice. And that's nice. And then we'll go and we'll add a cylinder. That's also a lot over there. So let's bring it down to 16. G, Z. And shimmy it up. S to scale. Nice. And so what it gives you off the hop with the cylinders, which I hate, is it gives you these n-gons. So basically a face with 12 points, or however many points. Like this is, I think, 16 points. Ooh, hello. That's why. Okay. Yeah, so 16 points, one face. You don't want that, so you get rid of that nonsense. And now you want to grab the lines in the top. And so you could do it this way. You could do, or you could do Alt right click, and it gets the edge loop for you. So that is infinitely easier than, interesting. She's wider than she is back to front. I don't know what you even call that. So there you go. Let's move it up so she's not. There we go. And her head's a little bit further up. And you can see that I'm kind of toggling like select all is A, select nothing is double A, or Alt A. It used to be just A, turn it on, A to turn it off, and they changed it for no reason. Oh, I'll explain what I just did here. So I have this loop here, so I pressed Alt, select, got the edge loop, E to extrude. And when you're extruding edges, what it does, E, basically it does this. It just grabs the edges and it makes new faces between them. If I press the selector button again, it just puts them where they were. So there's actually 2 lines overlapping each other here. So all I do is press S to scale that in. And that's called an inset. So I could be like E, enter to just leave it there. G, Z, lift it up, scale it in. And then that's kind of just good there. There used to be, yeah, I press space to open up the search. Grid fill. Oh, they still have it. Nice. So that's good. So that's in there now. And we've avoided having any n-gons, which is nice. Alrighty, so what else do we need? I'm going to move her head even further forward. And I'm going to move her... We're going to make her shoulders even more narrow. There we go. And now I'm going to give her some legs. So let's make some more cylinders. Yeah, 12, or let's go down to like 8. 8 is nice. Once again, remove the top and the bottom. X, faces. So let us grab this. L is to select anything that is not connected to anything else. So basically, if it doesn't share any vertices with another part of the mesh, then it will be selected. So for example, like this, this, and this are 3 separate parts. Alt A. And you can grab them all separately. Let's grab the end of that, scale it in, boink. That looks like a start. So I can't really see what's going on up here. So what I'm going to do is press Z and then go to wireframe. So now when I press 1 to go to the front view, I can grab it through her like shirt. Ah, no, I didn't want to press that. There we go. And then 3 is the side view. Let's angle it this way. Angle it there. Get it kind of like up and down. Make it smaller in the Z-axis. There we go. There we go. Tiny little feeties. And what I can do to merge these points is Alt-M at center. Or I could go to vertices or vertex, merge vertices, which is the same thing as Alt-M at center. So that's that. I'm going to Alt-select that so I can get that whole edge loop and just bring that foot down like so. Nice. Now she's got a little foot. Alt-select that, SX, scale it in that coordinate, so, and that's how that looks. Okay, that's an acceptable foot. I'm going to give her a knee, just for if we want to rig her. Control R gets you the edge loop tool. It's also down here somewhere, I believe. Loop cut, there it is. So you put it there, and you just press select, and then it's stuck there. I like to do it while not in that mode because it gets confusing. I like to do it with just the Control R, because then you can actually slide it afterwards, which I appreciate. And what you can also do is if you use the scroll wheel, is you can actually usually change, unless they, did they change this on me? Oh no, it's before you select it. You can use the scroll wheel to select how many edge loops you want. I only want 1 for right now, and pressing the selector button, the right mouse button, puts it right there where you want it. I'm going to move it up a little bit just to give it some nice RX. There we go. Some shape. And then Control R for another edge loop on the bottom. Control R on the top. Nice. We got a nice leg there. Looking good. Looking good. But I want 2 legs. So what I'm going to do, press L to select the whole thing. Shift D is duplicate. X to drag it only in the X axis. Boink. And then place it. There we go, by clicking. Nice, we're getting there. Okay. You know, I want to actually add an edge loop, Control R, here. I'll just make it a little bit bigger. Maybe one here too. There you go, just for some nice shape. That makes it a lot better, I think. Okay, so next up, we're gonna make these puffy sleeves. Let's select nothing, and then Shift A, and let's get some more UV spheres in here. And that's fine. Go to the front view with 1 on the number pad, and just S, S, R. There we go. It kind of further in than that. I'm gonna have her arms sticking out to the side so she's T posing. There we go. And she also has these little like fluffy cuff thingies. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use my C brush, or my C select tool. So press C, it gives you this little brush. And you can, for me, left mouse button, oh, I don't want that. I want to be in the faces mode. C brush, left mouse button, paints, and middle mouse button unpaints. So I don't know why they chose those. But that's the ones they are. So press X, faces, get rid of those. And let us start just EX. Or, interesting. What if I just do this? That's annoying. There's got to be an easier way to do this. Ooh. I wonder if I can do that still. I'm still learning this new program along with you guys, so give me a second to see where that would even be now. Usually you can change between pivot point. Aha, individual origins. That's what I want. So Alt select, and now let's see what happens. So I will press E, and no, that didn't work at all. Okay, never mind. I got excited. I'll just select every second. No. See, this is 3D art. You're just like, what is the best way to do this? I have no idea. Let's figure it out as we go. It's the wrong number. I have an idea. There we go. Bring that out. And then I will simply grab every second one and line them up in orthographic mode and just bring them in like that. Maybe a bit bigger. Make sure you're out of individual origins. Nope, that's not the one I want. It's a median point. There we go. There we go. And Alt select to grab them all. E, click to create duplicate points. S to scale them in, to inset them. And then E, click, duplicate points. G, X, pull them in. And then that should be good. You can merge them all together if you want. Merge at center. Nice. So that's one side. Nice. And now Shift D, X, duplicate and move in the X axis. So now I want to reverse this. What I can do is press Control M, X. That will flip it in that way. The thing is, and this used to be the case, that it would mess up the normals. I don't know if it's still doing that, but just to be safe. Where did it used to go? Or where have they put it now? Is it used to be in the tool menu. There was a nice little section for normals, which is the outward direction of a plane. You can smooth it. That's kind of nice. I may have to look it up afterwards. If I don't find it and if it's a problem, I will put it in the chat. Okay, so let's make our arms now. And they're kind of weird little noodles. So what we're going to do is, let's stay in object mode for a second. So let's call this one body base. And let's add ourselves a curve, a Bezier curve. And there's our curve down there. You can see it. Let's see. I want to make it full. I want it to be... No, that's not it. No. Yeah, there it is. Bevel. There we go. Now I've got a tube happening, which is exactly what I want. Let's look at it from the front. All right. Let's put it back where it was at 0, because it's important to keep the origins all the same. All right, so the edit moves it just the points of this like line. There's 2 points, and they kind of have like a directionality to them. You can see like the lines, like this one here. It's got like a woo. And so they kind of start off like this, and they go like this. And Alt S lets you scale these. It's kind of a weird advanced move, but Oh, hello. You've missed. You've missed your mark, sir. There we go. R, Z. And let's move it like that. Nice. Okay. I like it. And then let's make a little one. There we go. Make it a bit bigger. And another little one. Actually, no, I don't like those. I'm gonna get rid of that point. There we go. I'll just keep it like that for now. And then I can press Alt-C, or, ooh, it used to be Alt-C. What is it now? That's a good question. Because I want to make it into a mesh. And they've moved it, and they've changed it, and it's a mystery now. Control-Alt-C? Alt-C? No, I'm gonna have to look it up. Okay, apparently it's Object, Convert to, aha, Mesh from Curve. There we go. Boom. So now it's a series of points like that, which is exactly what we wanted. And so now we can grab this, Alt Select, and bring it out, and bring it in, bring it a little more, and merge them at the center. Perfect. I love it. I don't know if it's exactly what you were trying to imply with these little hands here, but that's what you get. That's what you got. Alrighty. And this whole thing's a bit long, so I'm going to bring it in like that. Cute. Alrighty. Shift D to duplicate, X to lock it in the X-axis, Control M, X to flip it in the X-axis, and let's just line it up. Nice. Alrighty, so we'll add that to that with Control J. Nice. And might as well save. Let's call it Claw 2. Usually I would have saved before now, but I'm taking it wild and loose. That's how we're playing today. Okay, so now let's do the sundial type situation going on here. There's a couple ways we could do. We could use cones, but I got a request to show people how to make triangular shapes out of cubes. So let's make that happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, I'm going to put my cursor right there on this little line. Nice. And I'm going to Shift A and create a cube. And I'm going to bring that cube in. Nice little chin thingy. And I'm going to go and I'm going to grab that bottom piece, side view with 3 on the number pad, bring it out, and Alt-M, add center, and now you have like a point. There you go. You can do that pretty much anywhere. You could be like Alt-M, now it's a point. But this is kind of an easy use case for it. Alrighty, so we got that, and let's make ourselves a smaller version of it. Scale it in the S-axis, or the Z-axis. S to scale it, Z for the axis. I'll put it over there. And now we have 2 things. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to make sure that my axis of rotation is this point right here. So Shift S allows me to move my cursor to the selected point. So now my cursor, this thingy, is now here. Cursor to selected point. There we go. No, that's there. I messed myself up. Okay, and now I can go over here to my origin pivot point, and I can say the origin is the 3D cursor. So now what happens is, I can rotate these around that point. So Shift D, duplicate, click to like drop it basically, and then rotate. Boom. Shift D, rotate. And I can speed this up by doing more at the same, oopsies. Control Z to get out of there. Shift D, rotate. Shift D, rotate. And this is gonna probably be too much, so I'm gonna Shift D, rotate. Shift D, click, rotate. Nice. It's not perfect, but I'd hoped it would be. I didn't do the math. I don't know if that's supposed to be doing that. It doesn't feel right. I'm gonna have to grab all these little points. 1 second. Also, I feel like they're supposed to be bigger than this. Or the entire sort of solar ring is supposed to be bigger than this. And that's why we have the reference there to look at all times. So we can be like, that's too far forward and not big enough. And I've skewered her chest. This is exactly what I was hoping to avoid. All right, so I kind of like the look of the top ones, so I'll leave those where they are. And then I'll slowly start bringing the bottom ones forward. And some more. And some more. Bring them up a little bit. There we go. That feels good. Nice. Okay. Nice. I'm also gonna bring them all back. I'm gonna select everything else, Control I to invert it, and then bring these bad boys back. There we go. That feels better. Okay. That feels better. Alright, so now the last two things we need are the face and the little shirt diagram. The shirt diagram is the easiest, so I'll start there. I'm gonna go deselect everything, select just the shirt, and with Shift H, I can hide everything except for that. So what I can do is I can press H to hide it, I can press Alt H to unhide things, Shift H to hide everything except that thing, and Alt H again to bring it all back. So if you're not confused by now, I don't know what you are. So just, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry Blender is this way. I'm gonna use my knife tool with K. I'm gonna go boink, 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 boink. And there we go. That's step one. I've created some end guns here, so clean those up. I don't want anything with 5 points in it. The other ones I believe are good. And I know I'm creating end guns here, just bear with me. Every part of me is screaming in protest. There we go. And a tiny one in here. There we go. Start down here so we don't make too many end guns. There we go. There we go. And 1, and 2. And what we can do, because we're fancy like this, is we can extrude them by their faces. There we go. There's 1. Make it a little, ooh, I have to go back to median point. There we go. And there's that one. Extract that one. And extrude this one a little bit. There we go. Try that again. Nice. Okay, cool. I'll call it close enough. It could be better. Nah, it's okay. We're okay. And once again, Alt H to bring it all back. And now for the face. She's got that pretty nose. I'm gonna just fake it with another tube. Curve Bezier. And let's call it, you know what? No, I don't like this. I don't like those rainbows. They are ugly. I don't like the extruded way they're extruded. There we go. Okay, and we're back. So I had not only deleted the rainbow, but I'd also deleted her like little head things. And so I'm gonna save several times. So now we're back to it. We're gonna give her a nose. So Shift A, let's give her a curve, Bezier. Go to this little curve tab over here, go to depth of bevel, bring it up, and go into edit mode, front view, and let's bring this guy and this guy. It's almost easier sometimes to start with them being like just almost nothing points and go from there. So this guy is gonna push into that shape there. There we go. And this, push that shape there. Nice. Nice. Alt S to make it small. Perfect. And what we can do is we can grab this. I want this one and this one. Shift D, and that actually duplicates the points. Control MX flips it. And now, some wrangling. Scale that direction. There we go. Let's make that one small too. Nice. Nice. Okay. Let's bring it all down to the back here. There we go. We just got to make it kind of match the plane now of the face. Now I could do a more slapdash version of this tutorial, but honestly, it's nice to take it slow and learn it properly. Like you could blow through this in like 10 minutes, but I am happier just teaching it properly. There we go. There we go. Nice. Cute. I love it. All right, and then we go into object and convert to mesh from curve. Nice. And now that it's a little curve, we can go in, grab our edges, Alt select, and we still have grid fill in the search bar, so grid fill, Alt select, grid fill, Alt select, space, grid fill, Alt select, space, grid fill. And you guys might have space be a different thing on your version, but you'll be able to find in your preferences where you put your space or your search menu. And that's that. And now for the smile, I'm going to create what's called a torus, which is basically a donut. And I'm going to make it smaller. There we go. Top view is 7. Wireframe is that. Let's bring it over here. Select nothing. Box select with B. And let's grab these and delete them. Side view, bring it up, and make it small. There we go. And back to solid mode. Nice. Cute. And let's put some little bitty spheres here. And Shift DX, one on the other side too. Nice. Almost done. Almost done. Let's smooth shade these as well. Save up. And now just the eyes remain. Okay, so for the eyes, how do we want to do this? I'm going to start with a cube, because why not? Let's put our selector here, and let's create a cube. That cube is a bit big. Let's call it eye. Head into it. Scale it down. And you may note that this, in fact, does not look like an eye, but that is okay, because it will. So we'll go to our face view, and we're gonna yank it out sideways, and then scale it down in the Z-axis, a bit too far there, and then further out again, scale it down in the Z-axis. If you want to go back and change it, you can loop select the edges and scale them up. So if you feel like you went too far, here we go. Nice. And same thing on the other side. And same thing on the other side. There we go. Nice. Okay, and then we'll create an edge loop with Control R, and we'll make it a bit bigger in the middle. There we go. Now we have an eye. And let's go to our top view, align it with the plane of the head, and just push it in there. Just squelch it into that head. You got it. You got it. Nice. Okay. And now we can select all these points. And we can extrude them. And there we go. Actually, no, that's not a good idea. Because I want to get that sort of look. How do I want that to happen? Nope, that was a good idea. Never mind, back we go. Everything is a new challenge every day. And that's why it's fun. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do something called proportional editing. So what this is, I'm going to grab this middle guy and press O. And I can also go up here and just press that little dot over there. And what it does is instead of, so without it, moving this looks like this. With proportional editing on, however, O, S. See this cursor here that I control with my scroll wheel? It will actually grab the points around it, depending on how big the cursor is. So for a really kind of vague movement, there we go. Move the whole thing in with that. Nice, that's a much better shape than it was before. Perfect, okay. And then last but not least, let's get the actual eye shape in here. Uh-oh, I have to turn off proportional editing or I will lose that eye. Our X90, make it face the front. Our SX and SY, scale it in those 2 dimensions. And perf. You can get this fine rotational control by double tapping the R button. There we go. There we go. These eyes will be weird to animate. And I could have cut them into her head, but that's a bit more of an advanced situation. So right now we're just making her cute. Grab everything and just stick it right in there. Nice. And then duplicate it. And bring it out. You can press 4 and 6 on the number pad to kind of rotate around like that. Back to solid mode. Double tap R to get in that free rotation control. Ah! This looks so derpy. And nice. And obviously, you know, you can tweak it however you want. Like, for example, I'm not a huge fan of how these guys are sticking out so far. I can scale them apart from each other. And let's grab it all and merge. I'm so unhappy with these eyeballs. I'm so unhappy. Look at them. I'm so... Oh, it's okay. We'll be okay. We'll survive. I'm just gonna take this like bottom eye thingy, duplicate it with Shift D, rotate it around, double R, and just start molding it to the bottom. Just get rid of that weird contour. There we go. That's one, and that's the other. There we go. She looks so tired. So very tired. And then, very last thing, let's grab some of this eyebrow to make some eyelashes out of it. So let's take this one, and then, so an Alt select grabs the edge loop, but Shift Alt select lets you grab more than one edge loop. And I'm also going to grab this stuff here with the, I don't want those, the brush select. Let's grab that. Double tap R. Nice. There we go. And that's the thing also to keep in mind about 3D is that what looks good in 2D often looks very different in 3 dimensions. You may think it'll look good, and it might, but there's a strong chance that this will happen to you. Shift D, X, Control M, X, bring it back into line, nice. I'm gonna see if I can steal this, Shift D, and cover up the top of the eyes. There we go, let's see, does that help? Okay, it's a little bit better. It's definitely better. Okay. Nice. Nice. Okay. I'm just gonna see how that looks. Okay, actually, you know what? I dig it. I'm down with it. And I think the last step is that everything here is actually a little bit wider than how I've built it. So I'm just gonna take her, SX. There we go. There, now she's got the vibe going on. So that is in fact how you make a model. I'm sorry it was more difficult than it needed to be, but that's kind of just, you know, the fun of 3D is the experimentation and just kind of taking it your own way, making it up as you go and having fun. So I hope you guys learned something and see you around.